How are you?
Hey, I'm good. And
Good to see
you?
you. I'm good. I'm good. Still here. Still in Bali.
Amazing. I'm in Vietnam. I'm very happy that we can do this live talk slash interview because I'm myself super interested in your case because I think these success stories, especially when they happen around the close people that I know personally, this is so special always. And so your story, I think it's much bigger than I even know, but from what I know is that when we met for the first time during my retreat in Bali, you had this time of confusion, like where to go, like how to get finances, like, these questions. And then we meet a few months later, like 4 or 5 months, and we meet and you're like, yes, I'm having my first 10K month. I have like so many clients. Like now I'm coaching 50 people. And I'm like, okay, okay, we need to talk about this a bit more. So today's talk is about that. Mm, and just in case if someone doesn't know me, my name is Samantha, and I'm leading women back to themselves through their bodies. But I'm not only hosting retreats and doing embodiment dance practices. Right now, I'm even more interested in using this embodiment for growth, for how we can reach our soul goals, our heart desires, by also working with our nervous system, with embodiment. So I'm especially interested. Maybe you can also introduce yourself.
Sure. Thank you for the brief introduction and yourself. So, yeah, hi, my name is Dana, and currently my title is a UGC coach, I guess, and a UGC creator. So, yeah, things have really evolved and shifted really quickly for me. So, I'm still kind of like coming to terms with it all, like how fast life has changed. So, right now, I identify myself as a UGC trainer slash mentor coach and a creator myself. And yeah, I mean, I've been in the coaching space for a while, 3.5 years, and it's always been mindset. This is still something that I'm most passionate about, and it's something that I'll always return to. And I always try and add elements of that to whatever it is that I'm doing. But yeah, right now I am helping UGC creators go viral. And yeah, that's kind of my thing right now.
Amazing. Let's start with the beginning. What period in your life do you consider as a starting point from which, like, something big shifted and you understood that you need to live in a different way? Like, how do you feel? When was this point, and what was this point about?
Yeah, so about spiritual awakening, shall we? So I had that in 2015, and I just kind of knew like this rat race, this world we're living in, like it's not what we're here to do. And I don't know, it was just like this wake up call. I remember I was this party girl and really crazy, like living a completely different life. I had a different identity at the time. And yeah, one day it was just like that. I just literally woke up to this truth that there must be more to life than this. So I started questioning everything. And it was a really long journey for me, really long road, I think, until 2021. That's when I'm like at my deep depression, really miserable. I was like, how did I end up where I am? Like, I chose this for myself, but I didn't know how to get out of that situation. I guess at the time, I didn't believe that I was a creator of my life. At the time, I was still thinking it's all a default program and I follow a certain path. I do what other people tell me to do. And I just ended up there by accident somehow. And it was really out of alignment. Like the life I was living in the UK, I was working in an office 9 to 5 after graduating. I was like, this adulthood sucks. I couldn't travel anymore. Holiday, well, 1 month a year. I'm like, what is this trap? So that's when I was like, okay, something needs to change or I won't be here anymore. Like I was so suicidal at that point, extremely suicidal. So I started looking for alternatives and already for like 2 years after like the lockdown, the first lockdown, I realized that I can't bet on organizations to support me. Like when everything locked down at the time, I was briefly waitressing whilst I was looking for a corporate marketing job in central London. And then I just lost all my sources of income. And I was like, okay, I got to bet on myself. So how do I bet on myself? So I spent years figuring it out. And one day there was this like very faint whisper, like coaching. Something I didn't even know what coaching was. I met this one girl, a spiritual life coach, a few years back, and she told me that she just gets paid to talk to people. I'm like, really? I love talking to people. I love self-development. Like, I want to, I want to do that. So I reached out to her. I remember I was like, I want to have a coaching session with you. I want to experience the power of it, and I want to feel that for myself. And we did. I went to see her in person, and I just knew that this was going to be my purpose, but I didn't know the how. But I signed up for this coaching academy, and yeah, everything shifted after that. And my mindset, everything, it was like I thought I was immersed in self development until people started shining blind spots that I failed to see for myself. And that's when all of the shifts started happening. And 6 months later, after signing up for this training, I'm buying a one-way ticket to Southeast Asia. And like, I'm just gonna figure it out. I left my job, I left everything behind, a house, my partner, sold everything. It was almost like having not a midlife crisis. What is it before midlife? No, what is it like? I mean, like 20s crisis. And I was like, I gotta leave everything. I gotta start over. And I just, at the time, the aim was I'm gonna become this coach, and I just wanted to figure it out as I went, and I did. And 3.5 years later, I'm still here, figuring it out, and now thriving and doing better than before. But it's been a journey. It hasn't been an easy road.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that was a fast summary of like 10 years.
I never know how to be brief. I'm like, I got so much to tell you guys.
That's a lot. But can we also just get back to the how happened your spiritual awakening? Was it, just you read some book or you talked to someone or you were just, pissed that you need to sit in the office? What was that point?
2015, I remember I was hungover, and I think it was like, I can't do this to myself. It was almost like that, like I can't be abusing my body. And it was I received a download. Now we're gonna get very woo-woo here, okay? Living in Bali for too long does that to me. But it was like something said to me, God is within you. And I was like, what does this mean? That is not something that I would come up with. I've never been religious, nothing. I didn't understand where these voices were coming from. I know it sounds weird, but it was like something was talking to me and leading me into this direction. It's almost like it wanted me to awaken. So it was a very spontaneous moment. I wouldn't say that there was a one thing that got me there, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. And from that moment until now, what is like your biggest motivation or just this power that keeps you going forward? What is something that is, the biggest meaning for you?
Mm. Once I left the 9 to 5 and the normal life and whatever is considered normal by society, and I got to live this incredible adventure of traveling around the world and realizing that I don't need to work 9 to 5, realizing I don't even need to work more than 20 hours a week to have a good life. I always want more of that. And that is always my why. I cannot imagine going back to a regular life where I have to grind and slave away, because I do believe that's modern day slavery. So, yeah, that's what drives me all the time. Even when I lose the sources of income wherever, there's always this like, I'm gonna get this. Like, it's gonna happen, and it does. It usually does. So, and yeah, this time I guess it's big. So
Yes, I really resonate with that because I also left the office job. I was there only for like half a year and understood no, this can be it. Life should be so much more than working next 40 years in the office. And I just, at that point, I started also practicing, doing embodiment things, and I just had this full body no to that life in the office, but I didn't know exactly what is my thing. Like, then started the period of where I was also trying to find out, I was risking, I was going against like the opinions of my family or the people around me. And yes, so that the desire to live in a different way and with different meaning is also what kept me going and still keeps me going. I mean, now I can't even imagine going back to the office. I know no matter what happens, I'll figure out a way to do something else because okay, one thing, the lifestyle, of course I love my lifestyle now that I can wake up when I want to, but also the fact that in the office I felt that I cannot realize my full potential. I cannot fully be with my talents to serve people, and with time I realized that is also one of the biggest motivations for me, that if I'm living here I want to do something meaningful, because what's the point, right? And with that I think, yes, so many people want this big change in their lives, but what is stopping them are fears. They're afraid to take risks, try, afraid of failure. Can you tell more about the moments of uncertainty in your life where you're like, oh my God, I don't know, I am just going all in? And what was the kind of beliefs, thinking, your support system that allowed you to make this scary step forward?
oh, so many, especially when you're choosing this lifestyle, which only about 1% of people in the world do. It's like you gotta be brave and you gotta put yourself out there all the time and trust the unknown. So, I mean, the first time definitely was when I, paid that significant amount of money to my coaching academy to get me trained up. I didn't know if this was it, but it was almost like this is the last resort. Like I don't have anything else to lose, even though I didn't have the money at the time. They had payment plans, but I was like, as I go all in, and then I got that reward back, of course, with time, but it was scary at the time. I was like, it's now or never. And it was almost like that's what the guy was saying. Of course, on the sales calls, they're going to do that, but it felt like it was resonating with me. It's like it is now or never. And that now then seeing that pay off in such a way, I knew that whatever step I was going to take into the unknown again is always going to pay off in volumes. And I guess that helped me build that trust and that self-trust in myself and the universe. And definitely I remember before I even took the leap, it was really funny. So like I was so burnt out at my office job, and I just gave them like 2 weeks notice that I'm going to go on this holiday in Madeira to Portugal. I was like, I gotta get away. I gotta get away. This is too much noise. And I've just completed my coach training. I'm like, how am I supposed to step into this coaching role whilst I'm like working like crazy, so stressed and tense. Like I need to get away. And I go on this holiday. And I remember sitting there, I'm like, this is nice. Holiday's about to be over. I just arrived. I want more of this. Why can't this be my reality all the time? And that, like, feeling into that really helped. It's like imagining myself there all the time and just being with that feeling. And then as the summer was going, I basically manifested everything from that point on, and I had to surrender and trust. I applied for a job internally with the coaching academy that I train with, and I felt in myself as if I already got the job. I acted as if like I applied all of the techniques that they taught me, and I modeled modeled somebody that would already get the job, and I didn't apply for anything else. And that position was supposed to get me like freedom to work from anywhere in the world. It was part-time. I was like, great, I'm going to get to build my business. And then I got the job like after the interview out of so many people that applied, which was super cool. And that gave me that fuel and that belief. And I took that momentum, as scary as it was like buy a one-way ticket to Southeast Asia. I had never been to Southeast Asia before. I only really traveled around Europe before. So it was a big step for me. And yeah, it definitely it was the compounding effect, I think. So it all started when I gave away that huge amount of money to my training academy, and then it unlocked everything else.
Okay, I see a few things here. First of all, you made a leap of faith with action, like you invested money so that you know that there is no way back, so that you cannot just, in a moment of doubt, just think, no, 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 actually, I will not do it. You just knew you had to do it now. Second thing, you acted from the version of yourself that is already successful, that already managed to do everything she wants to do. And of course, that version of you believes that you'll get that money back, that actually will be so amazing, and it's your mission to do it.
Yeah, it was more so that the energy of the person wasn't like the final outcome, which I see a lot of value in doing that because you get to feel it, feel into it, and imagine yourself there. But it was more about just trusting that I am like doing is the right thing. It's like trusting myself and trusting the universe that it's gonna reward me for being brave, for stepping up, and it's gonna meet me halfway. It's like, yeah, feeling into that energy of someone that has it or it's going to get it. There was no doubt in my mind that I would get it, which was so insane. And I didn't think my interview went that well. So I was like, this is crazy. How did I even get it? But it was the energetic. That's where I started playing around with the energetics of that. And yeah, it's not easy. None of this is easy. It's simple. We can talk about this all day, but it's not an easy thing. I don't want to lie to you guys. You gotta learn to trust yourselves. To trust
Yeah.
yourselves, you get to know yourselves.
Yeah, and the fact that you did this scary action and it actually worked out, this made you believe in yourself to do many more scary things, right? That you already have this trust and faith in yourself.
Yeah, it's the tender edge is like stepping into leaning into your tender edge where, okay, you are comfortable here, but then you don't want to be too comfortable. So you want to like just dip your toe into something and then you go for it. It's like it's not like I wasn't, I guess I didn't, I think that I took big leaps, but actually it was all compounding because in 2016, I took my first solo trip, like a workaway trip. So I felt into what it would be like to travel on my own. For 3 months, I would spend every summer, I would go away to like Greece, Cyprus, and I would work. So I felt into that energy and like I learned to trust myself. Like, can I handle it being on my own somewhere far away from home? So yeah, it was like all a compounding effect, and it then seemed like a big leap because it all happened at once. But actually,
Of
I
course.
already gained experience in other areas of my life.
Yeah, I think it's so important that you say it because other people will think, oh, she just became super successful in 4 months. But no, it was like 10-year journey actually, right? And for me, it was also very similar. I left the office job 4 years ago, and since then, I was also just trusting my desires and my intuition of where I should go next, that I should start freelance, also help with social media. Then I also went to Bali with a one-way ticket and stayed for 4 months, like it was 3 years ago. Then I started teaching bachata, different like also kind of intuitive steps that I felt like this huge full yes in my body. In my philosophy, one of the most important things is having this inner compass that you can feel in your body, which is like talks with your intuition, is it like a full body yes or full body no? And the kind of, when I have a question, I always know that I can find this answer within me. And the more I risked and the more I just tried and experimented, the more, yes, faith I had in myself. And now, 4 years later, I'm just so grateful that I was brave enough to take those steps, because now it's easier in a way that I know I will succeed. There's no way I can't. If I want, if I put the action, if I put the faith, I know I will succeed. And now with that belief, I can just take even bigger steps and still challenge myself, because I also understand that I can't sit in this comfort zone unless I evolve, then I'll just again feel stuck. And also, one of my recent insights is just feminine energy is second chakra. It's all about movement, creation. And once we women stop creating and going after something new, it's not about like hustling like what would men do, but it's all about, I have this desire, I want to create, I want to do this, and that's what keeps us alive. So that's one also my take on that. But let's talk about the point when you already arrived in Bali. I'm so interested. What was your like first impression of Bali and how your career was developing there?
So Bali was always going to be a quick stop. I think many people say that turns into a year-long stay. So I was traveling for a year and a half, and then I popped into Bali. And initially, I didn't actually like it very much. I was like, oh, this is so overrated. Just influencers here. Like, literally, you see them everywhere. And oh my God, I was like, this is like not my world at all. It seemed very superficial. And I actually wanted to leave really quickly. And it's funny because universe talks to you in so many different ways, right? If I think it's always put me in the certain direction. Like, yes, there is that part of intuition a lot of the time, but sometimes physically it holds you somewhere for whatever reason. And then I just trust that there is a reason why. And what happened was I actually found a rescue puppy. And because of that puppy, because I couldn't find it at home, I had to apply for a long-term visa. So I did. And yeah, ended up staying here in the same week. She actually got adopted. So that was funny because I was like, okay, well, obviously Bali has a different plan for me. This is what I said that. And I remember saying that. And yeah, it did. It has very strong, powerful energy. It's definitely a land of manifestation if you're able to face your darkness. And that's what it did. That's why I didn't like it very much, because I had to face so much of my darkness, and it wasn't in ways that I thought it would be, but it was like quite brutal. And I didn't think I would be strong enough to continue facing them. And then once I just surrendered more and more, like beautiful things started unfolding and happening. And yeah, at the time I was still working at the for the coaching academy. I think that was, I can't even remember now. I think that was the only gig I had. Maybe there was another business school I was working with at the time. I can't remember. But anyways, I lost that job like in beginning of February last year. So exactly a year ago, before like we're having this call, a year and 2 months ago. And what I remember happening was like, boom, in one day, all my income just stopped. And can you imagine when you're so far away from home and everything and you know that you cannot earn physically, that's what I was used to. I never worked online before. I had another job alongside this, but that was again really like an accident of how I got that one. But I didn't know how to look. I didn't know what to do. And I just remember just being in this freeze state. And I'm like, what now? Do I, like in Matrix, you got the blue and the red pill? Like, which pill do I take? Do I go back to everything that I know? Or do I try and be brave and trust? And I had to really, really surrender at that point. And it was a really scary, moment for me. I remember my mom was visiting and she was like, also the devil on the shoulder, come back home. What are you gonna do? Like she was obviously worried for me, but I was like, that is not helping. And I remember, and I was dancing bachata at the time a lot. And what I would do, because again, I learned about vibration and law of attraction and everything for years of what I did. I was like, how do I raise my vibration? If I can't think positively, if I can't do anything, I feel trapped. Let me raise my vibration. So I started dancing. I increased the amount of dancing I did. It was like a form of escapism. And I was like, raise that vibration. You're always happy. You're going to attract beautiful opportunities if you can vibrate higher. So I did. And I was dancing so much, like day in and day out. And then the same week, was so random. After I've applied for a few jobs here and there, and then somebody just randomly messaged me and said they want to give me a job. I had no idea what the job was about. I just accepted, and then from then on, I had a job and I was in marketing again somehow, and yeah, so it was that like starting to believe that I could always figure it out no matter what. Again, see baby steps. It's like still doing like a normal thing, normal job, but really in reality, something was shifting for me energetically at that point. And then again, that I lost that, and it became about who you know, and I realized the power of networking. It's like here we have this beautiful opportunity, different communities, different people that you can meet all the time. So I started meeting people, and one thing led to another, and suddenly I became this UGC creator for restaurants. I was like, whoa, this is fun. I get to pay to eat, to do something that I was already doing anyway, and I can make how much money doing that, where I used to, be paid by the hour. Like, that is insane. So again, that started shifting, and I was like, I want more of that. And the marketing budget finished. This was in October. This is actually when I came to your retreat. And I was like, okay, great. What now? Now I've only just briefly got to experience this incredible freedom and getting paid in a fun way where I actually enjoyed it. And I remember affirming to myself, like, $50 an hour minimum now. This is like way beyond what like I was used to getting paid. I was like, this is what someone gave me once. So I'm gonna get it again in whatever way. And also I was like hosting in a cafe here, workshops. So that was also a great gig. So all of these things like were like giving me that belief that I could do whatever. And what happened was there was so much stagnancy for like 4 months, and actually 3 months, I think 3 months or 4 months. I was completely blocked. No money was coming in. And I go to Vietnam on my visa run, and like I have the best time, and I'm like running out of money. So what do? I go to a temple and pray. I was like, I can't do it in like with a mind thing. If there's something spiritual, maybe that can help me energetic. And I had to unblock something energetic. I do strongly believe that was a big part of that. So I prayed at this powerful temple. I prayed for abundance. And then 6 weeks later, I had forgotten about this completely. Leave and forget it. That's how they say, like, detachment is key to everything. And I just detached. And then suddenly all these opportunities started flooding in. And I was like, I'm not even doing anything different. I wasn't doing anything different, and I had a choice to make. And I think this was the most powerful shift to date. And I'm still super proud of what I did and what happened. This woman reached out to me, same was like the year before. And I do believe universe will always test you to see if you're ready to commit to what you say you're going to commit to. I said UGC is what I want to commit to. That's what I want to do. And it's testing me. It's giving me another job opportunity like the ones I had before, with a double salary, like with the safety, the promise of safety, the false sense of safety that we believe in. And I have to say yes or I have to say no, because I know that, like you said yourself, being in a job in an office, it's hard to kind of focus and create anything else, because the creation really, I find, gets blocked when your energy is occupied with something else that's not in alignment. But I was like, okay, I had these external influences saying, take the job, take the job. So I took the job. 5 days later, it's like, nah, I cannot. And I had no money coming in, right? At this point, I had to get some help from family to support me, you know. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, I cannot do this. And I just said, no, I'm not doing this. I'm doubling down on this UGC thing. It's gonna happen. And every single time I have said something with conviction. And I said that the year before when I couldn't find a job, and I'm like dancing here, bachata every night. I should be applying for jobs, and I'm just, my mom was like, come back to UK. And I remember like from my root chakra, like this energy coming through as I'm speaking and I'm saying that I will never go back on life again. It was so powerful because I've always gone back before. And I just, and me saying that, something activated in me, and the same thing happened this time around when I was like, I am going to double down on this. No, thank you, I don't need the money. And actually it was the right thing to do, because not only would have she probably never paid me because of what happened afterwards, but also I made the same amount of money that same month working like 1.5, no, even 1 hour a day, 1 hour a day, like making something so fun and easy. So that's where I knew like that was a sign from the universe, like you did the right thing. It was like the reward. It's like, okay, always test you. That's the thing. It will always test you. And it tested me. So that was the biggest shift. I forgot the question. I've been talking so much. I'm so sorry.
No, no, it's the
No.
flow. It's the flow where you're in the zone. Amazing. Tell me how happened this shift from the coaching to UGC? Like, what, where you may be burned out, or you didn't see opportunities, or you just wanted something else so that you're not all in there. Yeah, tell me, how was that moment?
So when I finished, when I graduated, I actually didn't say this important part as well that helps me believe in all of this journey. I got my first paying client by the date that I kind of had set. I said 31st of May 2022. And that day, this guy paid me and he found me. I wasn't even doing outreach, right? Again, this came to me. So I don't know how to be looking for clients. But I thought, if it's that easy, it's going to be so easy finding clients online. Like, how hard can it be? But what happened was when I started traveling, I realized that not only was I running away from the life that wasn't serving me, I was running away. Like, I had to be honest with myself. I just was running away from pain, but towards pleasure of some sort. But I was also running away from myself. So I did not like the person that I was, even though like there were so many shifts happening that year, but I had to confront that loneliness and all of the darkness that was coming up when I was on my own. I was solo traveling. I had no people around me. There were no communities for 9 months. So I was just spending time with locals, and I was super lonely. And suddenly my self-worth and self-belief just went down. And I felt like a real imposter coaching people when I couldn't help myself. So I had a lot of like free coaching sessions, one-on-ones with people. I was giving away lots of free sessions, and I realized I was always getting wrapped in people's stories, like really, and like it was emotionally affecting me so much. So, and it was really such a shame because I thought when I told you about like before I jumped into this coaching journey, like I finally found my purpose, and that's actually was my life support. And it was kind of sad coming to be confronted with the realization that I don't think this is it now. Like, this is not what I need to do right now. I am trying to create from scarcity, from lack, because I needed money, and because like I felt like I had to pretend to have my shit together, even though I was traveling and I did those leaps, but I was unfulfilled still. So recently, this only happened recently, like 6 months ago. I had a few more one-to-one sessions with people, and I realized this is not rewarding for me anymore. And I have to face the music, even if it means surrendering to not having a purpose right now. I knew my purpose is always going to be sharing my messages, just like what we're doing right now. And I want to be on stages and speaking. Like, I still know that that is my purpose. but I wanted to do something where I can offer a service, where I can see, when I could create like tangible results for people. And that felt more like a strong calling. And I realized that groups is something that I enjoyed leading more because, as I was saying, I was hosting workshops at this cafe and I really loved interacting with groups. It's that feedback. It was like it was giving me energy, and I was like, oh my God, this all the signs are there that I need to step into something bigger where I'm coaching groups. I can mentor one on one, and it has to be more in like alignment with where I am now. But I think I'm also just not in alignment with that niche that I chose for myself, if I'm honest. I think the niche I had was like helping women with their self-worth issues when I couldn't help myself, you know, and it's like now it feels more bigger. It's manifestation, it's energy, it's all that abundance stuff that I'm resonating with more. And I will probably go back to this very soon. I'm seeing this happening actually in the next 6 months, so that's definitely going to happen. But I had to create a service for me to build this more of a bigger ecosystem of self-belief and delivering the tangible results for people and having an opportunity to have a container where I can lead groups. Because where I am in Bali, there's everyone's a coach, right? So I found myself comparing myself to everybody and things. I was like, no, I don't want to be that. I want to be a unique me. So what is unique? So I had to enter something that's super unique and super niche for me to not feel like, oh yeah, there's no competition. I think that's it. Now speaking to you, I'm getting that aha moment because I think I haven't processed that yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a very interesting topic. I'm also getting insights about it. What I feel intuitively, why it's actually important to do something besides coaching, is that if you're only in the coaching, you're fully dependable on your energy, like you said. The fact that you had like a rough month or a period in your life doesn't mean you're in general a bad coach, but in the moment it feels like that. It feels like, how can I help them? And I think it's so important to have something besides this live coaching that you're doing. Either it's some online course where you already in the moment when you felt good just created it and you have it, or even creating something on the side, like some business, something. For example, now besides my online things, I have very diversified things that I offer, but they're all under my Feminine Embodiment Academy. But I have retreats, I had one-on-one, I have programs, and now I'm also creating a physical product with the idea that not always I'll have so much energy, so much passion. Sometimes I would want to have something on the passive side, and I think it's very important that you don't put too much importance only on one thing. And that will also give you as a coach so much more confidence, because you knew you were able to create something else, knowing all the coaching, all the beliefs, create something else that you can use as your case, something that like, hey, I succeeded at that and I can help you to succeed in whatever else you can. So it gives that extra credit, because I also have in Latvia, it's also, a lot of coaches now, and some of them are like coaching, not even coaching, they're trying to find the clients for the coaching, but they're actually in so much survival mode and can figure it out, and so much like comparison. So you're really not even in the state where you're the case yourself. And then my suggestion is really find something else that you're doing in between and you're showing it, and as your one more business or one more thing you do. And why I love your example, because UGC is something that this industry has a lot of growth right now, and so many people who are still coaches or doing their thing but still growing, they're still getting their experience, they can at the same time do UGC. So can you tell more about what is UGC, because actually many people don't know, and what's this industry about right now?
Yeah, so UGC stands for user-generated content, and basically what it means is you create pictures, videos for brands to either post on their own social media accounts or you create and run your own accounts, which is what I do. This is the type of model that I am in. But this can be, again, either a service you're promoting or a physical product. I promote apps. So I work with apps, which gives me the ability to travel around the world. I'm not tied to a certain location. So it's super good for anybody that like wants to enter it because again, there's no upfront cost. Like it cost me nothing to enter that. So I found that being like the best business model. And that's what I was kind of looking for years, I guess, like low barrier to entry and also that can produce good results and monetary value. But again, we can talk about this later on, but I do think it's an outlet, right? It's just a way where physical manifestation can come to life. So it doesn't really matter what people do, whatever way they make money. It's more like how can it come to you when you're ready to receive, when your vessel is ready to receive. So that's what I mean with the how is not that important. It's more the mindset shift and everything that is so much more important. But yeah, I'm happy to talk about UGC if that's what you if that's what you'd like to talk about.
Yeah, I think there are both of these sides, but when people know that there is such an opportunity, they also have this more faith that it's actually possible. And maybe after this conversation, when some of people will hear, they will want like, okay, yes, I feel so inspired by that. Maybe they'll feel this full body yes of creating content because maybe they love doing it and they didn't know you can actually be paid for it. And do you have maybe any suggestion for someone wanting to start it? Is it like a good idea to start messaging brands, or how do you see it?
Definitely, especially a lot of apps now, they're looking for creators because the creator pool is super small because again, no one really knows about this type of UGC. A lot of people think they need a portfolio and they need like I don't even have that, right? It is so random how I entered this market. I just had an account where I was posting restaurant videos and pictures and then from then on it sparked conversations and I actually how I entered was really interesting. It was so random. Some one of the apps posted on their stories. I never even used the app. I don't know why I had the app, but I must have seen one of those UGC ads, so I probably downloaded it. They tricked me. So I messaged them and I said I'm interested in your opportunity because I saw they were looking for creators, and that kind of opened doors. It was the curiosity that led me there as well. So yeah, I think that's one of the ways is like there are like platforms like SideShift that where you can also find these opportunities. It's a bit harder now to enter it unless you have some kind of proof results. So by results, I mean if you have your own personal Instagram or TikTok account where you're getting good views, like 5,000 plus views, then you definitely would be considered by these apps. And if anybody watching here wants to reach out to me, I can refer you to some of my clients as well. So this is an opportunity, but only right now we're only accepting people that are getting reach like 5,000 plus views on videos on average. And of course, even more, then yeah, you definitely have a chance because the point purpose of this is that you're going to be running your own accounts and the clients want to see that you understand social media and how to go viral. Again, this can be learned and I learned it on the job, but any social proof will definitely help your case. Or you can just message brands directly and see if they are accepting new creators. And some of them do, some of them give the opportunities as well for new creators. But yeah, and if you see these types of adverts that I'm talking about, it's like reaction videos to content being created, or it could be you talking about the app, those types of opportunities you can just pitch to them. There are many YouTube videos that share with you how you can pitch and courses, lots of free UGC courses if that. Yeah, so I don't think UGC is really difficult to enter. I think it's actually quite easy. and you don't always need a portfolio, but you can do, and you can create a portfolio in one day. Like you can just literally get any product in your house, like I don't know, lip gloss here, and then just talk about this, and things like that. They just want to see your personality a lot of the time. Personality, if you want to sell your videos to brands, or if you want to be running their accounts, then some proof of running a successful account, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Amazing, amazing. Actually, you will be on my program, Embodied Leader, and you will host there a masterclass, also a mix of coaching and UGC, and tell more about it. So, just in case if someone wants to know more, because I think this is very unique experience you're having. I mean, maybe in Bali, where everyone does it, you think you're in a bubble, yes, and that it's not special. But I think like in Latvia or just in places where just people do their normal jobs, they don't know about it.
No, I
So
don't think anybody. The amount of creators that these apps have is so small. I mean, like it starts from 50 to. There was one brand I'm working with has 2,000 creators, but usually like 150. It's like there's a whole world out there that would love to earn online and travel the world. I'm like, oh my God, more people need to know about this. It's insane. It's
right.
exciting.
Oh my God. Because imagine there are so many people who are right now struggling with basic things, with money, maybe moms with small kids, and I just feel very inspired that this could be their start for something, right?
Yeah, definitely to build a starting point. And then once you're in this game, you will have brands reaching out to you, and it's super cool because you're in demand. And then you find yourself working with so many. And then, yeah, I think it's a great opportunity for anybody. Like, there's no a single person that can't do it. I think there's a need for everyone for everything. Today alone, I had some calls with some of the creators, and they were saying that they work for like a piano app or like ADHD planning app. I'm like, oh my God, there's an app for everything, meaning there's always going to be need for creators.
Yes, yes. Can you tell more about what are your current like projects? Like how many clients you have? What's your like? I mean, we already talked about your income, but just for this inspiration that you coach so many people.
Yeah. So right now I have four. I had to cut down because I had eight, and that was like too much for me. I actually love my freedom. Freedom is my highest value. So I can't do eight because that means managing eight accounts for each platform, which can be a lot. So now I have four. Three of them are travel, and one is a bit unique. It's like a game. Um, yeah, I won't share too much about what that is, but it's like a game thing. So yeah, but the other three are travel apps, which I enjoy the most. I realized that because I was in different niches, and so I dropped all the other ones. So I'm working with those. I'm also coaching for my travel client because I generated so many like good results really quickly. So now I'm coaching 50 creators and helping them go viral for that app.
Amazing, amazing. And you also have your own community, right?
I have my own community. I actually forgot to mention that. Like, there's so much that I could be saying. I could be spending all day talking. So I started my own Coaches Corner community, which is basically for other coaches that need support. Because again, when we're coaching, we give a lot of ourselves, but there's no one holding us. And I'm sure some people have coaches, but not everybody has access to that. So I've created a support group where people come together and they have real conversations and they go really raw and honest, and we have connection games and things because I'm also qualified in authentic relating level 1 and 2, which really creates these beautiful containers to go deeper into vulnerability. And also I just believe when coaches get support, they can serve more people around the world. So yeah, that's kind of the community that I'm running here. It's offline and online. So if there are any coaches there that also need some support, then join my community. Samantha, if you can share the link to my WhatsApp community, that would be great. I will. So yeah, we're growing the online one as well, and hopefully it will become a worldwide movement.
I want to join it myself. I was actually thinking, how to join her community. Maybe do you have also link in your Instagram bio?
I do not. It's a good point. And I don't have because I didn't want everyone to have access to it. It has to
Yeah, I
just
mean,
be
yeah. I mean,
yeah.
some call to action or the fact that you have it, and then you're having just like meetings a few times a month.
Yeah, twice a month. So every 2 weeks we have offline gatherings, cute and cozy. And yeah, we spend 2.5 hours together. We have like coaching, so coaches coach each other. They also like go one-on-one, they go deep with each other. There's circle at the end. We drink cacao, very Bali style, and
Amazing.
share about our experience, and we connect and share gratitude. So yeah, it's been really fulfilling having those. This is my little side project. I'm not making money from this. Who knows? Maybe one day I will. Right now, this is a free community for everyone to join and get support.
Do you have also online sessions like this, support sessions?
No, but that's a good idea. So I think when I leave Bali, which I think will be very soon, it will be online, and I think it
I
will
want to
be more
join. I want to join.
opportunity. Yeah, great.
Amazing. Yeah. And great. Maybe one last thing. Now, looking back at your own journey, what would be the things you would advise people who are just starting out? They're also just, I don't want to work this job, I just want to break free, but maybe there's something you could say to them.
Yeah, definitely. I think that alone is a good starting point. That realization, that awareness piece that you know that you're not living in alignment. That's a good start. And then it's just looking and finding what feels alive in you, like what feels good, what brings you joy, and it's play. So you've already gone through what you don't want. Now try and find what you do want. Sometimes it does require upfront investment, and I get it. It's hard to part with your money when there's that scarcity, but it's like just trusting that you are investing in yourself. So it's like dip into it, something that doesn't cost too much, but it gives you fulfillment. Whether it's a new dance class you want to start. Again, Samantha, you became a dance coach. Like, I don't think you probably thought that you would become a teacher. You probably just did that for yourself, right? These things just happen as a result of you following your joy. So it's like whatever it feels like alive in you right now, follow that and don't suppress that. Don't push that back. I think that is the number one thing that I would say to everybody. Follow that calling and trust that it's going to lead you where you need to lead. If there is a retreat that's being advertised to you, FYI, and you feel such a strong call that you need to go to Bali, but it's costing thousands and thousands of dollars, trust that it's going to pay off and in volumes. Oh, I've just been told the sound is not working. No, have we done the entire thing without sound?
What do you mean?
Someone just commented on the live stream that there's no sound.
I don't see that comment, but I hear you.
Maybe
Maybe.
you're here. Maybe you're hearing Zoom.
No, no, no. I
That's why
actually
so many
do.
people have been dropping off. That's so funny. I don't know.
I mean, we will
Oh
see
well.
it when we finish.
We'll have a recording of it. Oh no. But yeah, just follow that calling, follow that joy, and trust that it's gonna lead you and it's gonna pay off. Because I'm sure the ladies at your retreat, they are super grateful and they've had so many shifts after the retreat because they invested the money, they followed their calling and the alignment, like it will pay off. Trust it. So the higher the risk, the higher the reward. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Actually, to my retreats, all the women usually come like, I don't know why, I just felt I need to be here. And oftentimes they're like, ah, and then they're of course scared, but they still do it. And then they come, and then they're like, woo, there's another reality. Because I think when you come from Latvia, you've never been to Asia, you come to Bali, you're like, oh my God, people are different, different thinking. And then they come back and they're like bum 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 bum, they start their thing. So many girls started their projects like hypnotherapy, also energy sessions. Like everyone started doing something, and now after the second retreat, most of the girls are joining the embodied leader program, so you will meet them. Yeah, so they're all ready to act. It's always I think it's also very important to break free from your mundane reality and just go somewhere with like-minded people, and I can guarantee that something will shift in you as a
That's the
result.
thing. That's what I forgot to say. It's like me moving to Bali, that actually helped the shift being around all these entrepreneurs, especially in the past 6 months. I moved locations. There was a place where there's a lot of stagnancy. It was very airy and like it's fun and flowy, but then there was no growth. And I moved to a place where everyone's like working on their passion project, and like you cannot be not become that. It's like when you're around smokers all the time, you're going to start smoking. Or when you're around entrepreneurs and successful people, you're going to naturally want to start like doing something. It's so motivating that like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's a point for me where it was like still comparison, but it's still like in a good way and it's a positive way. It's still paying off. So I don't really care. Let your traumas drive you forward.
Yeah, yeah. Amazing, amazing. Wow. I really
So cool.
hope, yeah, that this conversation, this your story will inspire thousands of people. And yeah, and I wish you just even more success, even more big leaps. I think now you're in a phase where you can grow faster, not like this, but just go and never lose your passion.
And I do believe that the passion's always change, and I think confronted with and just following that and not try and stick to something that's no longer alive. I think that's another big one
Yeah.
for everybody. This it's like okay, it's now, but follow that. Stay curious and always follow that. Follow joy. Follow joy. Always say follow your joy, and money will come.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Um,
Samantha. You're such a big inspiration as well to me. So honored to have met you. And you were I was idolizing you for a while before. You had no idea who I was, and now we're having this call. It's like it just feels like such a full circle moment. So I'm very grateful to
mm, wow, wow. Yeah, it's very special actually. Just experiencing from the other side, right? Amazing. Okay, thank you so much, and thank you everyone who was watching us. Okay, okay, I'll end the live, and I will end